Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Prashant Singh, and founder of Tej Logistic Freight Express Private Limited. So, I'll welcome all ladies and gentlemen and our honorable distinguished guests and the participants from all around the world to the our title of enhancing service excellence, bridging the gap between retail and small businesses, courier logistics, brilliant minds and innovators in dedicated conference. It is my pleasure to welcome you all in this exciting event. Today we embark on a journey of knowledge sharing, collaboration and inspiration. Without further delay, let's welcome our all honorable guest, Dr. Satigo ma'am, Dr. Ramji Nagaria sir, and Dr. Nonadi Kishore sir. So let's introduce our first guest first, Dr. Satigo Najera sir. He is having close to 20-year experience in the supply chain management in private and public both the companies across the various industries like financial services, consumer goods, foods, constructions, mining, petroleum, and other many similar industries. Dr. Satigo Najera sir has been key participant in decision-making process within each of these businesses. He also contributed as a consultant on mathematical and economic issues for different ministries in country Ecuador and Suriname. Additionally, Dr. Satigo Najera sir served as a professor for master and also, where he shares his knowledge and experience with the next generation of supply chain professionals and researchers and experts. So I would like to welcome Dr. Satigo Najera sir. Please share his views and his presentation on the same.
Would be today with all of you about how to use an idea that is called strategic doing for supply, how this actually how this can help us to enhance efficiency and the product delivery and customer satisfaction, and how we can build a better supply chain. I will talk about the idea and how we have applied already strategic doing in different parts of the supply chain. But first, I will talk a little bit about myself. I have been working here in the supply chain for over 19 years, close to 20 years. I actually started my career in the bank and financial sector. Actually, I come from economics and law. In 2005, I arrived to a production me to have a broader view of different problems that we share in the supply chain that actually are not only part of the supply chain, but actually are part of something bigger that is the company and the society too. So we try to last year, all problems that we're facing right now in other countries like Russia, today and yesterday, change of everything with generative AI. For that reason, we need to start how to rebuild society. People things that will change faster, and actually that doesn't happen with the strategic doing, and you will see why this system works at the beginning slow, but about design design and where everything pretty rigid, and we need to follow those steps, and we need to follow clear rules. Nevertheless, even if we talk about supply chain, when we need to follow complex rules, we need to see that actually we are not facing the same type of supply chains right now in the world. Right now, what we are facing is a moment when we have complex problems. We have really, really complex problems in the supply chain, and we need to build complex collaboration in the system. We are facing something that is called wicked problems. What is a wicked problem? A wicked problem is the type of problem that actually does not have a specific solution. It never stopped. So it to fix the problem, maybe you generate another problem. By a professor from the University of Purdue. His name is Ed Morrison. He is still working in this field, and actually developing new ideas, new concepts. And we have regular meetings all Fridays with him and a group of people trying to apply this idea to different sectors. So first, strategic doings aims to generate collaboration among different levels of action and decision making within and outside of an organization, and how this will work for us in the supply chain. First of all, we have the regular way to manage a strategy in companies. We normally plan, have an idea, then we analyze more and more and more data, and finally, we try to execute. If you see studies about if companies are using their strategy, most of companies just fail trying to manage the strategy. Then you have some ideas from other professors like Norton and Kaplan that say that we have too much problems with a strategy, and we should try to focus on execution. But how actually strategic doing work? We have an idea, a small idea, and we keep trying and building new ideas along the way. And how this work in this system. First, we have a clear view where we are, and we start building pathway, and then try to get to a specific outcome that changes all the time. And that's a new way to see how we can manage supply chain problems. Most of the times when you just see a problem in the supply chain, you think that there is an only way to tackle that problem. And sometimes you just have a fixed idea around that problem, and you think that is the only problem that you maybe have in the supply chain. And then you try to fix that. You get to a moment that you cannot fix the problem, and you keep trying and trying, but not get to any results. So in this moment, it's time to change how we build, how we solve this. So how we are going to solve? First of all, it's not possible to solve something that you don't have a clear idea of how it works. Second thing that you need to have in mind that you are not the only person that can solve this, and maybe your ideas are wrong, and someone else can help with you to solve this. So we need to build a system that will help with this. Strategic doing has 10 steps that we can follow that will help us to solve this problem. And first, I want to talk a little bit about these steps, and then I will told you about some examples where we have already used this system and actually is working and has pretty good results in different organizations and companies. So first of all, we need to set the stage. And what is set the stage is create a safe environment for people to share ideas and to talk. Most companies, most organizations manage this idea of command and control, micromanagement, and the difference in power between workers and different parts of the organization. So the first thing is to try to level the field, create a safe space where everyone can share ideas. After that, when you have the level the field, you need to frame the conversation. We move our ideas towards our conversation, so we need to frame our conversation towards our problem, in this case related to the supply chain. Otherwise, you only will have a nice meeting and nothing else. So you need to frame things. After that, once you have set the stage, then we start doing things. First, we need to start thinking what we can do to solve this problem. And here, the third step is about uncover hidden assets that people are willing to share. It's not everything related with technology or money and resources. People have some assets, and assets that they have are maybe they know someone that already has faced this type of problems. They know someone that can help to give new ideas. They have friends, they have influence and things like that. So people are willing to share that. So we need to find those assets. After that, we need to see how we can combine those assets. We can link and create new opportunities. So in the fourth step, we start combining those assets, and then we start thinking about the idea that what we can do to solve this problem. After that, you will get many ideas or what you could do, but then you need to put everything in order and try to say what should we do, not what we could do, what should we do, what is important for us. And here is the important part of this system is number 5, is frank and opportunity, a big easy. Most of the time when we try to change a supply chain, we think big things. We want to implement an ERP system, an SNOP system. We want to put artificial intelligence, new technologies, and then fail. Everything fail. By the way, 90% of all blockchain ideas in the supply chain had already failed. That shows that we have the technology, but we don't know how to implement the technology. 90% is a lot. And that means that something is wrong. And the thing that is wrong is not the technology, is that we don't know how to do it. And why? Because we think big ideas, but we try to start big at the beginning. And the best way is to start small, big, easy. Do the doable. So try to do the easy thing. So in that way, you will work a lot faster. So put that big easy, and that how you are going to accomplish that big easy. And then you define what will we do. What will we do in this case? So define a project where the team is going to work together. Then we draft an action plan, and then we start doing things fast. After we start doing things fast, one problem that we have trying to apply any project is that we build the project and we try to accomplish the project. And that's maybe not the best way to go when we are facing these wicked problems. And that generates a huge stress in people when they see that they don't have enough resources, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the support to try to get this. So we build this, a short plan action, and after that, then we decide when will be the next meeting. The original text and idea of the person behind strategic doing, in this case, Ed, is that the team should meet each 30 days. We have changed that for the supply chain, and we have regular meetings each week. In my case, I have put my teams always to have meetings each Monday. And why is it important to have those meetings each week in this case? Is to see if that action plan actually is working or not. And then we rebuild the idea and we start changing our objectives. And finally, the idea behind all this process was not about arriving and solving that specific problem that was that big easy. It's about connect and promote the collaboration in the team. So we can put everything together in just these 4 steps when we talk about a strategic doing in the supply chain. Is what could we do, what should we do, what will we do, and when is our next meeting. And it's in the interactive process that we can do it each week. What we accomplish with this, when we start working together, we always have seen that most of the time when we bring technology or new ideas to company, it takes too much time to try to apply those ideas. For example, many companies struggle to use SNOP or IBP, integrated business planning, in their companies. Why? Because it's not about technologies, it's not about a process, it's a cultural issue. And how we change that? By building trust. So this system, as I mentioned, it works slow at the beginning, and then with time, it starts to change and we build trust between the team. And after that, things start to get to put in order, so things will work a lot faster. We have already tried this, and how we start building, how we start using this. That was in 2019. We have here in Ecuador a huge social problem, a huge strike against the government, because the government decided to raise the price of gas. So many groups went to the street, so they closed everything. And one of the companies that I work for is a food company. So we had to move food around the country. It is the biggest food production company in the whole country. And we have to feed pretty much the whole country, move food around the country, having strikes, having riots and everything. So how we can solve a problem where we don't know when we'll stop, how we should manage this. We don't have technology. We can not have enough time to apply new technology. So we start building a team, have regular meetings. In that way, time was 3 times per day. And we make a lot of mistakes the first 3 days. And then we realized that we can start working together as a team and building trust. After that, we did that just by trying. Then we realized that was a process like that was this strategic doing. And we start thinking about the future of the supply chain, and how we can arrive to different parts of the country, to retailers, to stores, with food in an easy way, faster, without problems, and how we can, in this case, affront new problems. So we started checking this methodology, and then COVID came, and we have the opportunity to try once again this system, and actually it works. We didn't have any problems to bring food to the country during COVID. The whole system worked pretty fine during COVID, and after that, last year, another huge strike, social problem in the country, and we managed that without a problem. That is an example of applying this system in a corporation, in a food company. The same idea, we took the same exactly idea in the Association of Supply Chain, that is called ASOLOG, that is our Association of Logistics and Supply Chain. We put a group of people together. We didn't have any clue what to do. We just wanted to make a better country, to grow supply chain and logistics, to be more competitive. We started in 2016 without ideas, and by 2019 we start working a lot faster. During COVID, we finally realized that we can use this system to put a team together, and since then we have been working all Mondays at around 6 p.m. To see what we can do, what we should do, what will we do, and then have a next meeting next week. And we have accomplished many things for the country. And finally, this year, we put everything together to build a cluster, a logistic cluster between private sector, the government, and universities. So we are working together to build something better for society. One thing that we need to have in mind, that actually nobody puts money behind this, nobody puts technology behind this. They just decide to help each other and start working towards the same goal. And that's the thing that I wanted to talk with you is that we can improve how we serve retailers, how we manage the supply chain by collaborating between each other. But that sounds easy, but it's difficult. The only way that we will collaborate with each step or each echelon in our supply chain is by trusting each other. And trust needs time. The best way to know if you can trust in the other person is if that person match their sayings with their doings. If they say they are going to do something and they do that, then you trust the other partner. But it takes time. You can make this a lot faster with this system. So you try, and you see if you can rely in your partner. And if you cannot rely, then you can be pretty clear why you cannot rely, and keep going with other partners, or try to again to rebuild trust. So that was the idea. I hope this is insightful for all of you, and you can see that there are these ideas that can be applied in the supply chain and in the retail too. I'm open if you have any questions, or if I can help with anything else. So it was a pleasure to share this with all of you. Thanks.
Thank you so much,